What is going on, everybody? Check Hook here, and I know there's a billion videos going on regarding this whole Georgia thing, and I just kind of wanted to show this one. I made a quick video before earlier today, and I just kind of wanted to just kind of get it out there as to what's going on, and I wanted to follow up a little bit on this Ruby Freeman, and I'm gonna play this, and I'm gonna mute it. Um, because I what I want to do is I just kind of want to do a play by play as to what I think's going on here. It's 480, so I'm going to mute this here. And we're going to go through it. So here she is. Now her daughter is the one in the previous video I made with the long braids. So these look like a whole bunch of ballots. And first and foremost, this looks like a fucking mess. I mean, this is a mess. And we don't know what kind of ballots these are. We don't know where they even came from. I mean, this whole, and it looks like it's just an office, is a complete mess. And she's going around, and now she's in her cube now. Um, she walks up to this. There's a guy there, and she's asking if there's any work. Now, this is 11:41 at night, so this is, and I'm guessing this is after she was in that room, wherever she was, where they were scanning ballots. So I'm not sure exactly uh, what's going on here, but what she's doing, and but I mean, obviously, this is an area in that same building where there's the ballots were being brought in from under that table, and you could see this guy drops off these trays of ballots. And I want to pause it here. These ballots, I mean, I can't see behind this one, and I mean, it's hard to tell, but there's no address on it. There's no return address on these ballots. So I have no idea what ballots these are, where they even came from. And if she's got ballots here to count, nobody's watching her. I mean, she's in a cubicle. Um, none of this really makes any damn sense. I mean, this is really as sketchy as you're gonna get. So, um, that's pretty much the video. I'm gonna play it again with sound.
I'm back, ready to work.
And we'll just watch it.
I'm gonna let y'all see this. Okay, don't say nothing. Listen, look.
Hard to see what anything says here because the video quality is so shit. Which is weird because my cell phone takes really good, videos. So I don't know why their phones are so crappy. And obviously there's nobody there. And the place is a mess.
So that's what's going on in Fulton County. Voters registration. Sir, can I have some work? It's been 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Uh-huh.
That's all you give me.
I'm going to give you but 5. I come to work, y'all, and they talk about me. Oh, they talk about me. I don't care. Because I told them I didn't want to work. Oh, Dion, thank you. Thank you, love. When I didn't want to work, I took off for 10 days. Now I'm back at work. Give me some work. Because I come to work. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Oh, you going to give me... Oh, you just gave me one. God bless you real good. Thank you.
I want to give you 2. I ain't trying to overwork you.
Overwork? Ain't no such thing. I'm going to be here till 7 o'clock. Okay. Y'all see all this I got to do? I got to do all this. Enter all these absentee ballots.
Don't mind Miss Ruby.
Whatever.
So I have no idea what's even going on there. I mean, it really does not look like it's a legit thing going on. Whatever she's doing. Now, I want to play this other video here. Again, I'm going to I'm gonna play this here, and you could see now this girl in the braids is her daughter. Okay, this Ruby. This is her daughter. Okay, I'm gonna just mute it because so if you look, here we go. Here's the handoff, and she's got. I mean, it's hard because of the video, but I mean, it looks like it's a USB drive or thumb drive or something like that on it. And again, this is her daughter here. And you could tell like she's looking around, making sure nobody's watching. It's really hard to see from the video what's going on here. I don't know if there's a clear video. Maybe this one here. No, it's just someone watching it. I don't know if they have the actual video of them doing it. Here's one here. And again, I'm going to mute it here. Oh, here we go. So there's the handoff. Now I want to kind of show before. So she sits down. Here's Ruby here on the left, and her daughter is this one with the braids here. And they're kind of chatting. She pulls something out. There's the pole. She's got it in her hand. Now I don't know what it is. It could be. I mean, it could be a joint. I don't know. But I wouldn't think so. It looks like it's a thumb drive or something. Now watch. Now she's gonna just start kind of looking around. Let's see here. She's talking to this guy. She's looking around, looking at taking a look, seeing what's happening. And then here's the handoff, and she cups it. Looks directly at the camera. Well, I wouldn't say she looked directly at it. Let me go back here. I don't know if there's a way to enhance that. I mean, it's hard to tell what that is. I mean, it looks like it's a thumb drive. I mean, it's very hard to tell what that actually is, but it looks like it's a thumb drive, to be honest. What's on it? Who knows? And so that's kind of what's been going around, and this is what I would call what I've been waiting for is the hard evidence of fraud, because it regardless of in the previous video where they had the cameras set up. Let me see if I could find that one where they had the cameras set up in the room. I don't know if they have that there somewhere. Here it is. Nope. Yeah, here it is. I'm gonna keep it muted here for a minute. But this is the room, and I'm gonna pause it. So here's that Ruby in the purple, okay, and here's again her daughter, in that whatchamacallit there. So and I don't know what they're doing here. So there's Ruby's daughter again, the supervisor. And don't forget, there's nobody watching this. I mean, there's no poll watchers. There's nobody watching any of this going on. So we're gonna keep going. We're gonna watch this video a little more again. This is again this is what I would say is now here's the tabulator here. So here they come. You could see come up the top. I don't know why the cameras are so bad. I mean, I have like a $200. It's like the Eufy, and it's way better than this. So I don't understand. why these cameras are so shitty. I mean, it's good enough that you could see kind of what's going on. So she's got the stack. She removes that stack. There's the stack. Keep an eye on that stack. And I'm guessing that the stack, there's probably like a stack of 50. And then she loads the same one again. So this is the hard evidence that I was looking for. This is what I was waiting for, is hard evidence. And I'm sure there's probably more out there. But this is basically the hard evidence. And you can see how quickly this tabulates it. I mean, I know it's a little sped up, but I mean, it doesn't take long. It's like what, maybe 30 seconds for it to go through, maybe less, when she scanned those ballots, and then she puts them back in again. So I don't know why she moved upstairs or wherever she went after. I don't know what she was doing there. Um, and so she's here now, but it's 11:14, and I think it was 11:42. It was set on her phone when she was taking uh, the video. So she must have been doing that for a little bit, and then she kind of got out of it. But I think we have a pretty good idea what's going on here. And look, there's a gazillion videos doing this, so I want to kind of give my take. I mean, I know there's a bunch of these videos kind of floating around, and I kind of want to give my take. So, um, there's a few things going on. So it's um, this has been I don't know if I even want to say a coordinated effort. There's different ways this could kind of happen. Um, you could have a couple of people that are just kind of uh, just random people doing it that have an axe to grind or something like that, and you have a couple of outliers that are just doing it. Um, and then you can have something where it's a little more coordinated, where I think this is a little more coordinated, just in this, where they were scanning and scanning and scanning. And I think the scanning and all that kind of stuff, and then you can just switch to votes later. So I mean, there's a few ways this can kind of happen. I mean, you can just keep scanning the same Biden ballots over and over and over, showing that their votes for Biden, or you could have fake ballots. I know there's a video. Um, there was a video with something about the Chinese with fake ballots and that kind of stuff. That's a whole nother thing. Um, you can have this Dominion switch to votes, which it was doing in some places. So it seems like um, I don't know if what was going on in Georgia was going on in Michigan, and it was going on in Philadelphia and PA. I don't know if this same thing was going on where they were doing what they were caught doing here in Georgia. They could have been simply switching the ballots in the Dominion system. It's really hard to tell. It seems to me that they had multiple ways of doing this, and Trump was so far ahead that they just kind of went all in and just did what they were going to do until they got to. And don't forget, with these machines, you can play with these machines too. So it got to a number where they were comfortable with. But I guess, scanning the ballots is just, obviously you can't, I don't think you can't not scan something and switch votes. I mean, you have to, I think with these machines, I think you actually have to scan something for something to get into the system, whether it's a Trump vote or a Biden vote. And then once things are scanned, then you can kind of play around with the numbers. So I honestly I don't know exactly how all this works. I mean, obviously, you would have to kind of there was a guy, Colonel something, I forget his name, and he made a pretty good presentation as to how these machines kind of work. And you got this kind of on the ground level where they're doing these ballots and scanning these ballots, and then you have kind of the technical stuff with the Dominion thing going on. So you basically have a bunch of different people doing a bunch of different things, all coordinating together. But I think they were just I don't think they were all together. I think everybody had their own task, and the one might not have known what the other one was going to do. Like, for example, these people, someone just came to these people and said, look, it's like, here's what you do: take these 50 ballots, scan them, and then just keep scanning them. They probably, I mean, I don't think they're smart enough to realize what's going on and why they're doing it. They were just told to do it, and that's what they do. And then whoever, with whoever has control of the actual Dominion, the software part, was in there kind of manipulating. So when they're handing this USB drive, she probably got it from somebody and says, say, here's the USB drive. They probably don't even know what it's all about. They could just be passing it to pass it to somebody else. Who knows? Um, but definitely a lot of funky stuff going on here. And I mean, you have this kind of evidence, so you kind of have a smoking gun here, which I was looking for. You have all of these people that were testifying, um, that they weren't allowed to observe, that people were getting kicked out, that they saw somebody scan ballots over and over again, that they would scan a stack and it would get jammed, and then they would take the whole stack and scan it again. Um, you know, it, it's just way too many things going on. And that's, I mean, that's just somebody that has eyewitness testimony as to what's going on. And then you had, a couple of these people coming in, like this colonel, kind of going over how the system works and how you can switch votes. Um, People saying that these machines were connected to the internet, that all these were going out to a foreign, to these Frankfurt servers uh, to get counted. And I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell because I don't know if it's too late to kind of, somebody did mention they grabbed one of these Dominion machines and they were in the process of um, looking into it and finding, kind of figuring that all out. So there's that part going on. Apparently, so there's that. Yeah. The thing I think you have to realize is that this isn't just these poll workers, that this Ruby and her daughter. They're just a small part of this whole thing. Um, they're just a tiny part of this grand scheme. So they may only know enough uh, to do what they were doing, and they might not even know who else is involved. So you could theoretically go and arrest this person, and she might not even know anything. She could just say, somebody told me to do this, or maybe um, somebody said, look, if you get caught, just tell them that you were doing it on your own. And because don't forget, these people that are doing this, I mean, it's possible that they're just a ringer, and somebody's just paying them. So I mean, if you ever watch Breaking Bad, there was a guy that actually would go to jail for money. Like that was his job. Like he if you needed someone to go to jail for you, he would take the hit, and but you paid him whatever the money was. He had a price. So theoretically, these people could have gotten paid to do this, and to just say, hey, look, it's like just the only stipulation is you don't say anything, and got handed a whole stack of cash. So I don't know. I'm just kind of guessing, and I know she had this Ruby had a store or something like that. She had like some kind of you know Ruby Lady Ruby something or other, and her LinkedIn's gone now. Her Facebook is gone, so she knows she fucked up. Like she knows. People are onto her. I mean, these videos are all over the place. Her name is plastered all over the place. She's on video. The question is anybody going to do anything about it? Because until you start arresting people and starting to pressure people, I don't think you're going to find out anything. I think you have to, if you start arresting these people and threatening them with jail time, maybe they'll start talking. Who knows? I don't know. So, I mean, she literally incriminated herself right in this video, taking that video. I mean, going counting just the fact that you're counting votes with no suit with and there's no poll watcher there is a crime. I mean, I think that's supposed to be the law that So I really don't know where this goes from here until people start getting arrested or questioned or something. I think that's it. And you can watch these videos till the cows come home. I mean, unfortunately, the fucking video is so poor that it's really hard to see what's going on. But I mean, you pretty much get an idea on what's happening. But again, until people start getting arrested, uh, not nothing's gonna really happen. You got to start getting people to talk. You got to start bringing them in and questioning them. But I mean, it's tough because they when they had this this hearing in Georgia yesterday, and you got these Democrats, and I think there was one in Michigan where you had this I forgot her name, this black woman on the board or whatever she was on, and I would say her IQ was probably 70. She had no questions. She was acting all sassy like she was the smartest woman in the room, when in reality she was the dumbest person in the room. And one has to ask, how did somebody like this get a job here? And it's funny because when I'm watching these hearings, and I watched a couple of them, and you see these people that are questioning Rudy and the witnesses, they seem like they're absolutely clueless. I mean, they seem like they don't have one bit of intelligence in them. And these are people that are actually running the government. These are the people that are running the states. And if you want to know why everything's so screwed up in this country, you don't really have to look much further than that. I mean, the one guy in Michigan, I forget his name, this one dude. I mean, he was literally just quoting what you would get from CNN and all that stuff verbatim. Oh, you're already asking Trump for a part. Like he's just getting all this information from whoever said it on CNN or wherever he got it. Oh, you're 33-1 with lawsuits. He's just taking this from the CNN narrative or whatever other liberal rag narrative you want to quote. So the fix is pretty much in. I mean, I remember I used to go to the racetrack, and I remember I had an Italian friend, and they owned a restaurant, and his mother and I remember his mother told him now going to Atlantic City was fine. She was okay with him going to Atlantic City. She did not want him near the racetrack, the horse track. And I think at one point the horse track was actually controlled by the mafia before the state, the mafia kind of went and the state took it over. So she knew that the fix was in at the track. And I remember going to the track, and I remember, you know, certain horses, certain riders, you could tell when they threw a race, they were pulling back and all. You could tell when the fix was in. And that's what I see here. The fix is in. The fix was completely in. And you don't really have to look much. I mean, you can look into all these videos. You can look into all the Dominion stuff. You can look into all the evidence. But I think the most simple solution or the most simple explanation is all you need. And all you need is Trump got 10 million more votes than 2016, and a guy that could barely string two sentences together, that the the people that showed up at his rallies were either paid or were just media. Most of it was just media at his so-called rallies. The fact that the guy's son is a crackhead and had all these different videos leaked with when he had a meth pipe or whatever, he was crack pipe in his mouth. The fact that even in the debates, I mean, he did poorly. The fact that he got 80 some million votes, okay, which was way more. I think Obama got 69 million or something like that. The fact that he got like 15 or 14 million more votes than Obama is absolutely positively insane. Couple that with the Republicans gained seats in the House and are probably going to keep the Senate. I mean, they gained. I don't. They did not lose one seat in the House. They kept every seat, and they gained. I think what 8 seats, something like that, in the House. You only have to add two and two together, folks. You don't really. All this evidence here is just is just icing on top of the cake, really, because the cake is done. You know, Trump won. There's really no question about it. There's just no question. There's no way this man who's supposedly hated, who basically 90% of the media has been ragging on for the past 4 years, nonstop, day after day, and he still manages to get 10 million more votes than 2016. The fact that he completely destroyed in Florida, the fact that he completely destroyed in Ohio when it was real close in 2016 in Florida, and he won by like 5 or 6% this time around. That goes to show, and I think Biden, according if you go by the numbers, he won the least amount of counties ever, which basically shows that the counties that were, like Detroit and all those, that he completely, where all this fraud is supposedly taking place, he underperformed in, I think he underperformed in Chicago, he underperformed in New York, and I think there were somewhere else where he underperformed, like three major metropolitan areas where Biden underperformed, where he performed worse than Hillary. and he wins by 10 million votes? There's no way that is even possible. Counties with 90, 100, and even 120% voter turnout? The numbers just don't make sense, folks. The numbers just don't make any sense. They don't. The election was rigged. They had 4 years to prepare to do this. They have people like this Ruby Freeman who are going to get thrown under the bus because she obviously got caught because for some reason these people can't help themselves live streaming or recording themselves committing crime. I don't know what else to really say. I mean, the evidence I was looking for, the smoking gun, is here. And if this happened here in Georgia, you can bet your bottom dollar that it happened in Michigan, that it happened in Philly and PA, that something like this happened in Arizona, all the swing states. And I think, to be honest with you, I think they probably did it in North Carolina too. They just either they already had enough and didn't need North Carolina, or they were trying so hard to catch up in North Carolina, but Trump was so far ahead that even the cheating couldn't do it. So and then Biden breaks his foot chasing a dog. He's pulling something that he got out of the shower, and there was a ball, and I don't know if he threw the ball or the dog went after the ball, and then he pulled the dog's tail. What is this guy? What is his 70? What is he, 78? What is this 78-year-old man fucking going around pulling a dog's tail? The guy obviously has problems. I don't know what else to say, folks. I mean, this is I mean, the evidence is here. I think you have pages and pages of affidavits. You have uh these people that are like this white hat army guy that basically went in and completely killed it, completely tore it up. I mean, the guy was great. You had a couple of other guys just like that explaining the same thing. They had even Dr. Shiva presenting his evidence. Um, so even along with that, you know, you got the whole all these stories about people not being able to observe, getting kicked out, getting threatened. I mean, it all comes together, folks. It's just that I think the question now is, will anybody do anything about it? Um, so that's I'm gonna wrap it up. I think you know there you can go online and you can watch all these different testimonies. For Georgia, for Michigan, they did. I believe they did Arizona. I think they had something going on in Nevada. So it's all over. I mean, just if you're interested, just look. And if you want to see any of this closed caption video footage, Ruby Freeman, just type in Ruby Freeman. It's all over the place. She is the star of the show, and it only takes one state to fall because I'll guarantee once one of these states falls and they prove that something was messed up and it goes to Trump, the rest are going to fall in line. It only takes one because if you get a state that goes through the motions and finds it and exactly the way it's spelled out, the other states are going to have no other choice but to follow suit. They have to. So I think it's only going to take one. Uh, I think they're supposed to certify the electorals. I think it's, I want to say it's December 14th. December 14th. What is that would be not this Monday coming up, but next Monday. I think it's the 14th or the 18th. It's one of those two. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they have to do it by then. So, um, unless something else really major comes out, I probably won't make another video because there's no point in really talking through the same stuff. I think this was um, significant enough to talk about today. Um, but if another piece of evidence or a video or something really good comes out, um, I'll probably uh, I'll probably make a video because I didn't want to make a video after all of these individual um, uh, these hearings that they had because they were generally just saying the same thing over and over again, and they had the same witnesses they were just presenting. But this kind of could be it. I mean, I don't. I mean, this pretty much speaks for itself, and she's all over the place. So something I think has to happen here. But yeah, so we'll see what happens, and hopefully, I don't know if anything's going to happen over the weekend. Usually, nothing really does. I think this Ruby stuff came out yesterday, so that was like Thursday. So it basically took a little while before this kind of stuff was released. I'm sure there's got to be more. So, uh, yeah, if anything major comes out, I'll probably make another video. And, um, I think eventually when we get to a point where, one of these states decides to flip or, if a lot of them stop certifying or whatever the case may be, um, I think I'll do a little more of a comprehensive video to kind of go over where, what needs to be done for Trump to get in. But we'll see what happens. I think we have about another week and a half, so we'll go from there and have a great weekend. Later.